to AAA Insurance Ford for Team Penske. Joey, of the 8 Eliminator Round drivers, you have the most recent win here back in 2014. Talk about capitalizing on your past success here at Texas and this season with only 2 races left in the Eliminator Round.
Yeah, we're excited about being here at Texas. This has been a great racetrack for us. We all know mile and a halves have been Team Penske's strong suit over the last few years. Our team is fired up. Our team's ready to go, ready to get on the racetrack, and we know what we got to do. We have to go out there and win. And the nice part about it is that we know we can do it. We've done it a lot here recently, and this is like I said, a good racetrack for us. So we're excited to get out there, start practice, get qualifying through, hopefully get a good starting spot, and be ready for the race.
All right, we'll go ahead and open it up to questions. Just a reminder, please limit yourself to 1 question. We'll start with Dustin Long and then go to Bob Pockris.
Dustin Long, NBC Sports. Joey, I want to clarify something. Last week in your interview with us after you left the infield care center at Martinsville, you were asked if you had tried to contact Matt since the accident to kind of prevent what happened last week. And your response was you kind of go, huh, and said they won't let me get to him. Can you clarify, did you try to reach out to him? How were you rebuffed on that? And I guess the question is, in this, as some people would have in this era too, where everybody's got cell phones, everybody's got numbers, if you weren't able to contact him, how were you not just able to go straight to him?
I think that was taken in a different way. I thought the question was if we talked to each other after the crash that just happened that weekend. But to answer your question about Kansas, to me, in my opinion, watching the race and what happened, I saw that, and I'll stay true to what I've been saying. That we had a great race going there for the lead. There were some blocks thrown, and the third time I kept my nose in there. And the way I view it personally is that it's hard racing. I was rewatching the spring race from Texas here, and I was racing Harvick late at the end of the race here, and he was in the inside of me. I took the risk of blocking, took that risk, and I knew the consequences. He moved me out of the way, and I said, oh, that's what I had. That's what I had coming to me. I said he kept his nose in there. I knew that chance that I was taking, and there's nothing I ever said to him. I didn't expect a phone call from that. I didn't really expect anything because I felt like in that case I was in the wrong. I said, I put myself in that situation, and I got moved up out of the groove, and I wouldn't say Harvick and I are the best of friends, and I didn't have a problem with what he did, because that's the way I feel like racing is. When you make moves like that, the risk you take. I didn't feel so, no, because I felt like we were racing. We were racing hard. We both were racing hard. We both knew the choices that were being made at the end of the race.
All right, we'll go to Bob, Claire, and then Jim Utter.
Bob Pockris, ESPN. There's been a lot of talk about messages being sent. Matt sending a message to you, NASCAR this week sending a message to the garage area. So I'm kind of curious, what have you learned since Sunday?
There's obviously the what messages we're all trying to receive, and what NASCAR is said out there and made for decisions. A lot of that's it's not up to me on the decisions that were made. I didn't talk to anyone really after the race. I just went on with their own thing, figure out how to win at Texas, and the message that's been sent obviously is you can't do that, right? That's what NASCAR has said. Well, I can't speak for Matt. I said, this is what happened has happened. It's in the past at this point. It's in the rearview mirror. The only way we're going to get in the chase is if we keep looking out the windshield. And to be honest with you, 100%, I'm not convinced it's a bad thing. Our team's more fired up than ever. I'm more focused than ever. I'm pretty pumped up about being here at the racetrack today. So what happened last week is what happened last week. Is it the way we wanted it to go? No, of course not. Is it, did we get the finish that we felt like we deserved that day? No. But this team's got plenty of confidence. We're coming off of 3 in a row and then possibly almost 4 that race. We were in a good position to do it. So there's plenty of confidence, and there's more drive now than there's ever been. So to be honest with you, I'm not convinced this whole thing's a bad thing.
All right, we'll go to Claire and then Jim Utter.
Claire B. Lang, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio. Joey, do you feel like anything that you said or did throughout this whole process at all was arrogant? Do you feel like you made any quote that was arrogant or did anything arrogant? And do you think that the penalty was just for Matt?
I don't think I'm an arrogant person, to be honest with you. I be myself, and this is one of those situations that you have to be true to your character. You have to be true to who you are as a person, and remain that faith. And if I was arrogant in any way, sorry, I didn't feel like I was at all. I felt like I was just being myself, and and being a hard racer that I've always been and always will be. So. I don't believe that's arrogant in any way. I enjoy coming to the racetrack, and I guess everyone has their way they can judge you or put something, label you as some certain way. But when all comes down to it, there's only one person that can judge me at the end of the day, and knowing that makes me feel fine.
Was it just the
That's not my decision, Claire. I said that's NASCAR looked at it in the way they needed to, and they made the decision that they felt like is right. It doesn't affect me. I don't have a horse in that race. Our chase is, we're not out of it by no means. We got plenty of time to get ourselves back in. I feel confident that we can do it. And what NASCAR made for decisions doesn't really involve me. I had no, I didn't call them. I didn't talk to them. What came out was news to me as well. So, I don't have a horse in that race to really make a statement.
All right, we'll go to Jim and then Drew Davison.
Jim Utter, Motorsport.com. I know you said you haven't talked to NASCAR or anything, but obviously you've talked to people at Penske. I heard Walt Zarnicki's interview on Sirius this week. What have he or Roger or anybody been telling you about any advice or something going forward, and what's the best way to kind of put this behind you?
Well, obviously, I'm 25 years old. I still got a lot to learn, right? And when you have Roger Penske and Walt Zarnicki as leaders of your race team, you listen to them. They've been through every situation in motorsports, can pretty much present to them. So taking their advice is very important in a situation like this. So for me, their advice was, hey, like I just told you guys, look out the windshield. We're not out of this thing. I'm not blaming anyone for what happened. We're going to, move forward. We're could be one heck of a story if we win this thing. So like I said, I got more drive than ever, and and they pretty much just kind of push that fact that we need to remember what we need to do, and I think to that point, you see what happened after the race last week, and the way this 22 team handled it. There was no yelling, there was no arguing. They went to work and fixed our race car, and we got back out there. Yes, we didn't gain any points by doing that, but we made an amazing statement, and I think that is very, very impressive for a team to do, and I feel privileged to be a part of a team like that.
All right, we'll go to Drew and then Kenny Bruce.
Joey, what did you think of the fans' reactions? A lot of them seem to, enjoy seeing Kenseth kind of take you out. And then, are you surprised you haven't become more of a fan favorite given how much success you've had here the last couple of years?
Was I surprised to see the fans' reactions after something like that happened last week? Yes, I was. I was disgusted by it. That was, not what I don't think any racer really would expect out of it. But I'm going to look at the silver lining on this one. There is more number 22 T-shirts and Joey Logano T-shirts and hats walking around. When I was walking out of Martinsville, I noticed that. And I said, man, there's more fans that root for me now than ever before. That's pretty cool. You know what I mean? So instead of listening to the critics and listening to the fans that may not like me, I'm going to look at the silver lining and say, you know what? I have more fans than I ever had before, and I love it, and I appreciate every one of them. They're very good people. Obviously, I feel like they're not the ones throwing things on the racetrack or anything. I think they're very stand-up people, and I appreciate having them wearing my T-shirt. That's something I want to have my name involved with, it was people like that. And I appreciate having a lot of support on my side.
All right, we'll go to Kenny and then Jerry Fraley.
Kenny Bruce, NASCAR.com. Joey, I know this isn't an issue for a couple of weeks, but will you race Matt any differently when he does return?
Nope, I move forward. Our goal when we get to the racetrack is to win the race. It's not revenge. It's not taking someone out. There's a trophy. When I walked in here, there's a pretty cool trophy over there with a cool hat on the top. I thought it was pretty neat. I want that, and when we get to Homestead, there's going to be another cool trophy. I don't know what it looks like, but I bet it's pretty cool because I haven't seen a not cool trophy yet. And we're going to want that. That is the number one goal when this race team gets to the racetrack. And that's the way we're going to remain. When I say this is a test of character, that's what I mean by that. This puts us in a situation that it's a true test. And when you think about being a champion and being a champion in life, this is a true test of that type of person you are. And I look forward to the opportunity.
Does having issues, or just not even having issues, does how someone raced you on the track influence how you're going to race them going forward?
Yeah.
Regardless of whether somebody you have a run in or not.
Oh, of course. It always does. You always look at the way people have raced you before and determine the way you're going to race them. That's part of getting to the ultimate goal of winning the race, right? Is you have to be a student of sport and study the character of other drivers and the way they do things. And, that's what any competitor would do at that point. But, to consume yourself with that is a completely different statement.
All right, we'll go to Jerry.
Jerry Fraley, Dallas Morning News. Joey, a couple days ago on your Twitter account, I don't know if you posted it or someone posted it for you, the sermon, "I Will Fight." And I think I get it, but could you elaborate on what that sermon means to you at this time and why you or someone chose to post it at this time?
That's something, I'm a member of the Elevation Church in North Carolina, and, something that Pastor Stephen Furtick put up. And, I've been listening to it for quite some time, and it's motivational to me. I think some people did not take the time to maybe download it and listen to it, and people jump to conclusions like normal. That's fine. But if you took the time to download it and listen to it, it may be completely different than what you thought it was or what a lot of comments were made about it. And that's something that motivates me. I listen to it a lot. I listened to it this morning to fire me up. It's something that helps me as a person. It reminds me every day that I need to go out here and fight. I need to do things the right way, do things in the way that God wants us to do it. And something like I said, it helps me. It helps get me fired up. Before every day. So I felt like at that point when I was driving down the road and I was listening to it, I said, you know what? Maybe there's somebody else out there that needs to hear this right now. I don't know who it is. I don't know what people are fighting, but like I've said a lot of times in our sport, that we're on an amazing platform that we can reach people and help people in these amazing ways. And, I don't know if it helped someone that day, but maybe someone downloaded it and was struggling with something in their life and they were able to listen to it and help them. To me, that's what life's about. That's the biggest things we can do. And that was the whole reason why I posted it.
All right, we'll go to Jay and finish up with Brant.
Jay Pennell with Fox Sports. Is there anything in this whole process that you feel like you could have handled it differently, or maybe reached out to Matt beforehand before you got to Martinsville, or things like that?